We had 8 freshmen this coming fall, and we threw them right to the fire. Had some play right away at Big Blue, and then by U-Pike, which was in October, we had some guys that really stepped up and played well and really helped the team. Just come together and have a complete tournament. And so I think the thing that really has helped our program is just the adjustment that they've made coming from high school to college, and it's starting to push some of our upperclassmen. Will Hacker and Owen Porter and Will Leach are having to fight for spots, because if not, they won't play.
I think one thing that was kind of new to me was the fact that we're such a young team this year. Having a lot of freshmen play in the fall was big, and I think that's going to carry into the spring. And having that under their belts kind of going to carry them through, and hopefully be successful in the spring just like we were in the fall. Winning that tournament at Pikeville was big. I haven't had one of those since I've been here, so I think that was a big step in the right direction.
It's been neat to see guys sort of press and really come into their own, know that they have a lot to work on, understand that course management is probably a lot bigger deal in college than it was in individual play or high school play, that one bad mistake and then you compound that with just another lapse in judgment could knock you out of the top 5 or top 6, or could really hurt you. One bad round right now for us, you shoot in the 80s, you could end up in the bottom of the chart just in qualification. And so it don't have to be in the high 80s. You can shoot 82 and still not be in the top 8. And so I think that's a neat thing for me to be able to just sort of build on. We got some guys that really worked hard this off season, and so we have some guys that are going to play in Savannah that didn't play in an A-team tournament in the fall, and which is really impressive on their part, because they played hard, they really put in the work, and then they showed out the first couple weeks of qualification here in the spring.
Freshman year, I think we had 7 guys, and then last year we only had 5. So this was a whole different ball game. You're throwing in, especially fall and spring qualifiers, you're coming in, and it's really like a tournament. There's 10 guys that can play any given moment. So I think that's really good, and that's going to push guys to get better. Whereas sophomore year, I was going into tournaments and not really having to grind to get that spot. But this year you are, and that's why the lineups are changing so much. And I think you're putting the best 5 out there each week. And so I think having that depth is what's going to make this team a lot better.
It's been really cool to see, because Will has been sort of thrust into the leadership role as a junior, and the only junior on the team, the only upperclassman. But he's taken it in stride. And one of the great things I like about Will Hacker is that he comes at it from a standpoint of being humble. And he is a guy that the other guys respect and they really like. He's a likable kid, and he really works hard. And he's a guy that not only puts it in on the golf course, but he does well in the classroom. He's just a great kid.
Kind of helping these guys along was kind of the thing that Coach told me from day one. And I think throughout the fall, I kind of took them under my wing, and they trust me. So hopefully that'll carry into the spring.
Yeah, I think there's 3 or 4 teams in the top 25. Rankings just came out today and stuff. So we'll end up having probably 6 of our 8 teams in the top 50 when it's all said and done. So I think it's one of the things that we're going to have to build on, just being consistent, not shooting ourselves in the foot on day one, allowing the golf course to sort of come to us a little bit and not press. I think some of our guys are going to learn real fast that we're going to play a lot stiffer competition this spring. Savannah's a loaded tournament. Miramichi will be a hard place to play. And then French Lick is probably the hardest tournament in the spring, and it's loaded. They got a team from Texas and Methodist, and everybody you can think of that competes in national championship will be there. And we're going to have a chance to see what that's like before we go to conference tournament.
I think this year's a good year to kind of show where we are. Obviously, I think we do have a shot at conference. That's our goal coming in, but I think we're going to have to prove ourselves. I think we did in the fall for the most part. We posted the 5th lowest round in school history at U Club, so I think we can do it. And going forward, I think we have a good shot at winning conference.
So for us, it's all about control the controllables. So we focus on how we play the golf course, how we're going to attack it each day. Practice round is so important for us to be able to manage just the expectation of what to do on each hole. And so each guy, really needs to be focused in as we go through practice rounds and know, okay, this is where we can attack the course. This is where we need to just sort of be conservative. And, each day is different. Golf, unlike any other sport, you don't know what you're going to get, whether it's weather conditions or course setup, or maybe you're just stiff in the back, and so you're going to have to figure it out. And one of my favorite sayings is from John Daly: "You are what you are when you step on the first tee." And so for my guys, they know when they step on the first tee, they know what they got. And if it's going to be a great day and they're feeling it on the range, then they can attack some things. If it's not, then they got to manage and really battle. And I think that's the thing that I stress more than anything as a coach is just play within yourself, have fun, and enjoy the fact that you're playing college golf. Everything else is sort of fall in place.